media empire. So he's Jew actually, and he is defending Zionism, الصهيونية ويحميها بكل ما أوتي من قوة. So we dream to have an Islamic empire, media Islamic empire. Islamophobia. What do you think of this? In Europe, they use it too much. And there is a statistic by CIA 5 years ago. I have read it myself that Islam is spreading in the West 250%. So they are afraid from Islam. They are afraid because they don't know the truth of Islam. Capitalism. And still we remember the last economic crisis when all banks collapsed in the West, all organizations, and immediately they start to search who can save us. And the Islamic economic was the first solution. They discussed it deeply, but unfortunately we couldn't propagate our religion, actually whole religion, through this economic crisis.
So what's the relation of the crisis with as an Western? Why this is a
Which one? Thank you.
Capitalism.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Why it is mentioned as obstacles for da'wah? What is the belief of capitalism? It concentrates only on the wealth, on the money. And you know the benefit or interest that comes from these banks and these factories and wealth. They don't want anybody to share them. They don't want poor people to share them. They don't want zakat. So they know that when Islam spread, they will lose part from their wealth. Thank you very much. Spreading of innovations which distract Muslims and non-Muslims. These innovations which spread all over the Muslim world, and it becomes the aim of some Muslims, and they are struggling. These are true or not, and it misled Muslims and even non-Muslims. Islamic countries, communities. As you have mentioned that our behavior in our countries is a bad example of Islam. Weak or shy governmental support. You know, sometimes some Islamic governments, they want to support the Muslim people, those who make da'wah and so on, but they are fear from terrorism. If they do, they will be terrorists. So they don't have self-confidence of what they are following. Majority of Islamic countries, media, if we look at TVs only. Maybe all Muslim countries, is it go through Islamic teachings? No. Following or imitating the person, not the idea. Some Muslims, for example, if there is a big scholar, and he's a scholar, he's not a prophet, so we follow him. If he has any mistake, we follow him also. We don't expose the belief or the thought or what he is saying to the Quran and Sunnah. So imitating people, yes, they are big scholars, but still they are not prophets. Still they make mistake. Astray Islamic sects, as a brother from Canada mentioned, that like Shia and Sufi and so on, some people, you know, they don't know that there is Shia and there is Sufi and there is so on in Islam. When they say them or see them beating themselves during Ashura or these days, they say, what's this religion? This is Islam. This is the religion of mercy that they say. Self-confidence. And as you all mentioned, that people themselves, they don't have enough knowledge first, and this is the reason that they don't have self-confidence in themselves and then in the idea or the belief that they call others to. Personal efforts. And this is actually a very important point. On the other hand, it must be constitutional work which is well established, well organized through a rules, a location assigned, and then you run your da'wah. Personal effort, we waste time, we waste effort, and we waste money. We waste also money. Personal effort, there is no good results equal to the effort which is paid if you do da'wah personally. So, inshallah, we will, since we have, alhamdulillah, good support for organizations, weak communication between da'wah's organizations, either in Kingdom or all over the world. First, we have personal efforts, and then, alhamdulillah, the Muslim countries start to realize this. So there is organizations that run da'wah. But the problem also, in between these organizations, there is no good communication to benefit from their experience. As you mentioned, propagation. Propagation not only for Islam, propagation for this organization. And like here in Abha, we have our organization, Abha Cooperative Center for Call and Communities. Yes, I believe that it is also, we have a weak propagation to let people know that there is an organization that can help you. You can run da'wah through this organization. You mentioned this also, weak qualification for workers in these organizations. They need to be trained well. Sorry, my dear sisters, we will stop and listen for your comments about obstacles. I'm sorry, Allah, I forgot your participation. So please, two groups, as we mentioned, can you kindly give us some obstacles? May we came over majority of them. Yes.
For myself, the obstacles I faced in this case. Number one, sometimes these people, these non-Muslims, they speak neither English nor Arabic, and I don't have enough boxes for of their own language to give them.
Thank you.
Number two, for Christians, they have many sects and views, and every sect has a different way of thinking and approaching. And for myself, I think I need one axis, one unified way to approach, to start. Number three, sometimes this person is not religious in general, even he's not interested in his own religion, whether it's Christianity or Hindu or so on. So he will not be interested in what I am telling him. Finally, for me, we need a studied plan, a studied conversation. So as I can, as we studied in schools, when we are making comparison between two things, for example, comparison between marriage in Islam and other religion, divorce in Islam and other inheritance, and studied comparison and studied plan, so as I can start talk.
Thank you. Comparative studies.
Comparative studies. For books we have, I think we need to be classified into 4 sections. If now I have a target person and I want to convince him, these books, if we classify it into 4 sections, number one, to interest the books which raise interest. Number one, raise his doubts. Number 3, introducing his religions and showing mistakes. Number 4, at the end, introducing Islam. This is the first steps. For me, I think it's more logical. Thank you.
Thank you. Second group.
Some people, especially Hindus, think that when we call them to Islam, we try to force them, even if we don't. And second point, some people, especially who believe in nature or who don't believe in religion at all, think don't be arrogant to listen about religion or to talk about religion in general.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Go on.
And so they may not be influenced. The next point, some people refuse to accept Islam because of their families or tribes. They be afraid if their families abandon them. Next,
thank you.
Media affects many people. So some people, most of the people in fact, think that Islam is terrorism. So once we call them, they be hesitant and they don't try to accept it easily.
Thank you.
Next, some people think that in Islam there is no democracy, especially in women's case. And next, sometimes an Islamic preacher fails to answer such questions or fails to answer questions that a person will ask, that a non-Muslim will ask. So then he tries to refuse Islam. This is the last one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, we'll go on. We have some example of well-established and organized work. We have a program run by Dawah Cooperative Center for Quran Communities called Call Beyond Boundaries. And inshallah, Dr. Abdullah inshallah will explain and tell us about something which is really let us feel that people all over the world, they need Islam and be convinced in that. There is another project in Riyadh, in Dawah Cooperative Center, concern of e-books. Its name is Islam House. It's very important. Even if you go to Google or any search engine and you write Islam House, you will find maybe all the languages all over the world, including translations of the meanings of the Holy Quran and books in all languages to explain and clarify what is Islam. And what is beautiful in this program that you can make da'wah within your language, because the title of the book, for example, in Tamil, you will find in your language the same title. So if you want to send it or get it to someone, you will just select this e-book, and you know the title and the language.
The website is
Islam House.
Islam House?
Islamhouse.com, yes. It's very important. And it has also many good links. Last 1/10, Al-Ushr Al-Akhir, maybe some Arab brothers, they know it. Kitab Al-Ushr Al-Akhir. It contains on translations and tafsir, explaining of the meanings of the last 10th of the Holy Quran. This project is run by Old Industrial Area Center in Riyadh, المكتب الصناعية القديمة في الرياض. Kindly, Dr. Abdullah, we want, me actually and brothers here, we want to listen, Jazakallah khair, about this unique project actually.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear respected brothers and sisters, I will be very brief because we came here to listen to dear brother Hassan. May Allah reward him in this very, very attractive and motivating slides and presentation. So allow me to talk and to share with you our humble, I would call it our humble experiment. I should be the last one to talk about this because I am running it, but at least, maybe we will hear a partial objective judgment from outside. But since I have to acquaint you with this project, let's start with the establishment of this project. We started the community center 21 years ago, and then we thought, why do we limit our activity to the local expatriates? Islam is a universal religion, so why don't we reach the world? And Allah has given us these facilities, mass media, and so on. So the idea started a long time ago, and I remember it was Ramadan, the blessed month. So we went in order to reserve a website. Then we came to the second or the first obstacle. What to call it? What name to call it? We thought, shall we say Islam? And we find that Qadianism has chosen this. Islam, I-S-L-A-M. People are working while we are who are on the right path, inshallah, are behind, unfortunately. But alhamdulillah, it turned out to be for our own benefit. We thought we'll call it IslamUnveiled.org. This name itself motivated people, because it's when you say Islam Unveiled, you unveil Islam, you uncover Islam. People will understand it with two understanding. They say, oh, this is a website, maybe it will reveal what is hidden about Islam. So they take it from this side, and they end up by becoming a Muslim themselves, although they started to understand it our side. Other people, they understood it as most people, let's say, to remove the veil, the misunderstanding about Islam. So this is the beginning. We have chosen attractive name. Number two, easy site. We made it easy, accessible, easy. For example, in order to choose the books, it will be enough for the visitor just to make a tick in a small box along in line with the book, in order not to lose a lot of visitors, a lot of customers. Some of them, they are lazy. They say, well, I am entitled to choose 5 books from this website, so I don't have time to rewrite these 5 books. So we made it easy, alhamdulillah, with the help of some brothers who are well-versed in computation. And we made it easy that you just tick the square, make a tick in the square beside the title of the book, and you get your choice. Number 3, we were not selective, over-selective about choosing the books that we expose to the world, and then they can choose. Instead of choosing a book that will be of old-fashioned, discussing thing which is not contemporary, we concentrated on books related to status of women in Islam, human rights in Islam, terrorism, as Brother Hassan said, and a comparative religion, Islam and Christianity, scriptures in Islam and Christianity, Prophet Muhammad, peace on him, who is he, Jesus, the status of Jesus, and so on. Next, again, we have chosen newly reversed, to write articles in this website in order to attract the visitor, and also those previous Christians or whatever, they know the right approach, how to approach the people at large, and Western in particular. So we have 2 sisters, may Allah reward them, from America. They are providing us with a monthly article to be updated in this website, and alhamdulillah, it works. Finally, punctuality. For example, I would receive, and may Allah reward Brother Shakil and Brother Yusuf here, we must give everyone his or her due. They are helping a lot. For example, I would receive an email today, and in the same day I send the parcel. And I will let you hear the story which will make you happy. One time I received an email from a lady in Britain, and she said, I went to the post office, I received the parcel. Tears were in my eyes, because only 4 days ago I sent you the email asking for the books, and within 4 days I received the parcel all the way from Abha to London. So in order to preserve the real image of Islam, we are very punctual, and we send the parcel in the same day. The result, and with this I conclude, Brother Hassan, the result, alhamdulillah, through these approaches, well-established, organized work, now we are approaching 166 different countries, even small island in the Pacific Ocean, Fiji Island, Iceland, in the Caribbean, remember Brother Hassan, remember Brother Shakil, Yusuf. Sometimes we get an email from, you know, a small island in the Pacific Ocean or in the Caribbean Sea. To the extent that me and Shakil and Brother Yusuf, we have to use Encarta to go and find out where is this, you know, small, tiny island. And we find that a lady, a man or woman has opened our website, find the books, read the articles, ask for the books, we send the books, and you will be surprised when I tell you how many people embraced Islam. Thank you, Brother Hassan.
Thank you, Jazakallah khair. What is unique in this program that we send the real material, I mean the book itself, so nobody can change it. You receive the book itself, it will be easy to handle, to use it in an office or at work, or to give it to someone else. And this is what is the e-books. They can sometimes, there is a problem in this project. Sometimes people, they don't have computer, they don't have printer, sometimes internet is not running, but this project is different. That we send the real material, the book or CD or anything, to the one who ordered. Let's overcome obstacles because they are too much. Let's go to the hopes. We hope and dream of complete governmental support. Because like in the West and some countries, they announce their yearly support, financial support, they announce it. And it is part of their budget. So we hope that our country, inshallah, will be the same. Yes. And it happens in Saudi Arabia today. Alhamdulillah. We supplicate and pray for God to reward him, our fair leader, King Abdullah. May Allah reward him. Rebuild our self-confidence of what we believe in and call to. Some people think that they feel shy to call someone to Islam. He thinks that maybe he will go to a question that will embarrass me. I will not be able to answer. Or, frankly, some people, they think that there is something in Islam that we cannot tell others. Some misconceptions that are mentioned every time through media. So if we don't have the answer or we don't know how to answer, that doesn't mean there is no answer. Don't water down our issue and be mean. Sometimes we talk about laxity and moderation and extremism. Some people, when they talk about, for example, hijab, they say, no, you can delay hijab and you are a new Muslim, delay hijab and so on. And sometimes they escape, if they have any question, they escape. So we water down our religion. This is laxity. And sometimes people know, say since you are a Muslim, you have to do everything. You are a Muslim, there is no difference between you as a new Muslim and those who are born in a Muslim community. No, start to do so on and so on and so on. And there is no moderation. This is a very important point that one brother mentioned it. Plan our da'wah work. Without planning, we will not succeed. At all, we will not succeed. Because if we do our da'wah through a plan, we will expect the obstacles. We will, inshallah, try to put solution for these obstacles. So without a plan, even in our own life, we will not be able to succeed. This needs someone to write. Still you have the second paper, which was the first one. Shakil, he put the first slide second. But however, Jazakallah khair. Now, you are in a meeting with a non-Muslim or Muslims. How to invite him to Islam. Imagine you are in a lecture or a meeting with a non-Muslim. I know you will ask many questions. I expect you will ask me many questions before you start. Imagine you are in a meeting with a non-Muslims. Invite them to Islam. Open the second sheet with you. Please write what to do first, what to say. You have any questions before starting? Because I expect some questions, specific questions.